Napoleon Dynamite. Y'all make some noise for the improvers, man. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. Anybody else love how every time it was the mom, it was the only person with a full beard? That's what we call breaking gender norms, ladies and gentlemen. How many people we got that was born in the 90s up here? 90s babies, any 90s babies? Y'all make some noise for yourselves, man. But no, man, congratulations on being the generation that watched the world really change, you know what I mean, for the better and the worst, you know what I'm saying, simultaneously. Like, how many of y'all 90s babies watched the Powerpuff Girls growing up? Y'all was fucking with that? Okay. The thing that I want to talk about as in reference to the Powerpuff Girls and the world changing is a specific episode during the series where the girls wanted to make a sister. You know what I'm saying? They got tired of it being just the three of them, so they decided they wanted a fourth. But Professor Utonium obviously wasn't fucking. You know, that's why he had to make the kids. Professor Utonium is the only man that ever made kids by himself. You know what I'm saying? You see how they turned out. Better than most motherfuckers. So men, y'all, we need to figure out this mitosis shit. But the girls wanted a sister, so what they did was they took their recipe, right? And they went to the laboratory and they made a sister, right? Now, for those of you who don't know, all the 90s babies know, for those of you who don't know, when she made this little girl, she, first of all, wasn't a little girl. She was a biggin'. Oh, she was large, okay? But on top of that, she was also, and you know, this is probably gonna get me canceled, she was also mentally retarded. You know what I mean? And like, 2 decades later, they did the same premise with the same colors and the same situation, except this time they made her black for some reason. And then they made her more intelligent than like the most intelligent Powerpuff Girl. And like, for me, it's like that, if nothing else, is like indicative of the change that we've like had as a country, as a society. Because like, whereas now, you know what I'm saying, we have politically correct, hyper-intelligent black Powerpuff Girl. Back in the 90s, all we got was a motherfucker in the studio going, yeah, yeah. And people's like parents, all you people who were like born before the 90s that had kids in the 90s, you were all like, that's fine, that's cool. That's appropriate for them to watch on television. It teaches them a very valuable lesson. Don't trust science. It was never meant for us to tamper with. One of the other things that I appreciate about our generation, you know what I'm saying, as millennials, is that we were the generation to bring catfishing to light with our TV series. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember Catfish? That shit was fucking horrendously hilarious. That shit was, I can't tell you how fucking funny it was the first time that like a guy got catfished by like a guy that sounded like a woman that blew the fuck out of me. And then he was ugly. And then he was ugly, because like sometimes like the catfish is, oh, that's not bad. Just a little chubster, that's fine. But like, that shit was all well and good until it happened to me in real life. And like, it's not that it was a guy, she back in the day, it's what people call fat fishing. You know what I'm saying? I'm obviously like a large guy, and for me to be like, say, oh, she was fat, no, this is a big girl. Just like the purple Powerpuff Girl. She's a biggin'. She was a biggin', but she was cool. You know what I'm saying? She was great. She had a fantastic personality. We got along great. We went out to the movies. Things were fucking fantastic. We were having a good ass time. And then, you know what I'm saying, we got to business. You know what I mean? Like I came in to either, you know what I'm saying, to either fuck or fight. Like pick your poison, bitch. And right before we decided that we wanted to eat something, okay, cool, whatever you want to eat, what do you want to grab? Oh, let's get McDonald's, let's keep it simple so we can get to the fighting. Okay, so cool, let's go get McDonald's. And I don't know if any of you know what a McGangbang is. At the time, I didn't. You know what I mean? So she was like, oh, go get me a McGangbang. I'm like, bitch, you want me to bring more? I'm pretty sure I'm enough. You want me to bring more up in here? She's like, no. And she explained it to me, right? So for those of you who don't know what a McGangbang is, a McGangbang is where you take a McChicken and a McDouble and you mush them bitches together and shove this sinful fucking new burger that you created in your cake hole. It's sinful. It's fucking sinful because, first of all, you're eating McDonald's. You're already fucking up. You're already really out of pocket for doing that shit. And then you took the two unhealthiest fucking sandwiches and put them together. Now, what she did with her McGangbang was a little different. Instead of just land and air, she went land, air, and sea. And again, let me remind you, this is McDonald's. So she took the most trifling fucking sandwich McDonald's has ever created and put it amongst this already trifling ass sandwich that motherfuckers have created from McDonald's. And she ate that shit in front of me, and I was just sitting here watching her put this entire McGangbang in her face, and then had the nerve to like sexually lick the tartar sauce off the corner of her mouth. Hey, chocolate daddy, you ready? Me in the corner, shivering, afraid of what I just saw. Bitch, I thought you never asked. You know what I'm saying? And like we obviously fucked, you know what I'm saying? We obviously fucked, like I said. We did, I'm not gonna lie to you people. Like I said, like, I'm a sapiosexual. Like, the conversation and the fucking connection, that was enough. We were gonna fuck regardless. You know what I mean? Consensually. We were gonna fuck consensually regardless. Let me say that. And like, what's wild about me having sex with this person isn't like the size thing, it's not the McGangbang, it's like this specific moment in time where like I look down as I'm hitting it from the back, because you know, you got to. And she had like this bomb tramp stamp, and the fuse of the bomb was lit. And I'm like, this is kind of lit, this is fun. I'm having a good time back here. And then, miraculously, somehow I was able to take my eyes off that, and I caught a glimpse of my calf muscles in like the mirror in the bathroom. And that became my entire focus. I was like, bitch, you got some motherfucking, look at the definition in that motherfucker. Ooh. They better be looking at in a bad bitch. I put these calf muscles on some heels, goddamn. My fucking lemon pepper stepping. The fuck? But like, if I can be honest with y'all, the relationship was never gonna work. And it's not because of her size, it's not because the sex was bad, it's not any of that. I personally, as a big-ass, tall-ass, strong-ass man, cannot be with a woman that is able to stop me dead in my tracks, like a fucking defensive lineman going through the A-gap. It's not a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went on a date again later on, went to the Cheesecake Factory, because that's what I thought was a good time. And fucking, you know, after the Cheesecake Factory, we went to K1 to go, you know, race some go-karts. And I was trying to get away from her because, like, I personally don't do the PDA thing. She was really into it. I think it's childish. And as I'm trying to get away from her, she manages to grab a hold of my collar. And I'm, with these legs, and that you see up here with these legs, I'm like churning with all of my fucking might to get over this, from this woman. What I had to do was get out of my t-shirt to get away from her. And when I came back, she had that bitch on, was stretching that bitch out. So I was like, okay, now we gotta fight. My name is Melvin Hayes. Make some noise for your host.